violating the state's gouging statute last week.
شايفين هدول اللي بيسرقوا الغاز البنزين سعر البنزين.
Yet the Attorney General's investigation revealed that the fuel transport was actually cheaper after the hurricane. Yet prices here, they say, were inflated 17%.
And it's totally out of control. And yes, it was. I saw it because the one day it was at $4.45, then up to $4.95 a couple hours after that.
The manager of that Newark station didn't respond to our request for comment, but all the defendants will have a chance to prove in court they were not gouging. Also, a quick follow-up to yesterday's story about hotel gouging. Just hours after our report about the Holiday Inn Express in Red Hook, which customers say more than doubled its rate after the hurricane, well, according to the hotel's website, the price plummeted down $200 for the next available room. If you suspect you've been gouged, keep a receipt and report it. To find out how, go to 7 Online.
أيوة.
How you can help and get help. We also
أيوة لما تعبي غاز خذ الوصل وإذا في فرق في السعر مشان يخوزكوهم.
Well, we've seen frustration growing from people who have been without power for nearly 2 weeks now. And for some, it's not just the lack of power, but the lack of communication that has them angry, saying if they knew they would have been without power for this long, they would have made other arrangements. Tim Fleischer in Hartsdale with their story. Tim?
And Sade, those residents here in Hartsdale, like so many different areas, having that sense of frustration over not having power over the past 12 days. And again, they're pointing, like you point out, they say it's a lack of information.
I get it. It's a storm. No one's fault. But 14 days? It's not acceptable.
Sabrina Crawford is fed up. With her new $700 generator burning up $50 of gasoline a day and providing some power, she and her family still do not have heat, and that is the breaking point for some homeowners.
We didn't know what to prepare for. I mean, I said the first couple of days, we said we'll just stick it out a few days.
Eventually sending his wife and 2-month-old child off to his in-laws, Vincent Ferreira, even doing what Con Ed instructed, checking its website, says if only he had accurate information, he could have made other longer-term arrangements.
If you're going to give information, at least make sure it's accurate. Or don't give me information. Tell me we have no idea. Go find someplace else to stay and we'll contact you when it's done. And that's the problem.
His frustration and those of his neighbors found its way to town supervisor Paul Feiner, who now takes to the streets to push for faster restoration of power.
We've been in the dark also, and that's very, very aggravating.
Utility crews finally restore power to Vincent's home. But here in nearby Terrytown, a similar frustration was shared on Van Wart and Paulding Avenues after they lost.
راح العمود.
Get a generator. Do we go to a hotel? Do we go to our friend's house? And so it became very chaotic because we couldn't get that information.
After paying for hotel bills and replacing food, Sue Ettinger-Huter joined about 30 families in a lawsuit claiming they received false and misleading information.
Coincidence or not, the day after they served papers, that we had 7 trucks on our street.
Back live now in Hartsdale, you can see up the street here, utility crews, they made some repairs here, but they've now moved up there. That's where Sabrina lives. The hope is they'll be able to repair the lines up there, restore her power, and get her the heat she needs. In Hartsdale, Tim Fleischer, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Tim. Feeling the effects of Sandy, 2 historic New York landmarks, the National Park Service, Liberty Island and Ellis Island will be closed to tourists indefinitely. The hurricane caused significant damage to both. More than half of the brick pavers that cover the walkways around Liberty Island were dislodged by the storm surge, and the dock that receives ferries of tourists may need to be rebuilt as well. One bright spot, the Statue of Liberty's torch, which went dark during the storm, will be relit tonight with generators until the whole lighting system there can be permanently fixed.
The Fairway Market in Red Hook, Brooklyn was badly damaged by Sandy, but that's not stopping its owners and employees from helping their neighbors. A truck loaded with 30,000 pounds of water and other supplies donated by Fairway arrived in Red Hook today.
شوف التركات اللي جايبات هذا Fairway.
The Fairway store in Red Hook will remain closed
تركات مي.
Cleanup and renovation are finished, which could take up to 3 months. And fans of Rachel Ray's show here on Channel 7 know she has a special place in our heart for animals. Now Ray is donating $500,000 to the ASPCA to help pets and families struggling after Sandy. Pet food brand Nutrish is also donating 4 tons of dog food, and her Yummo organization is giving $100,000 to City Harvest and the Food Bank for New York City.
And still ahead on Eyewitness News on this Friday night, a young actress on Modern Family allegedly abused by her real-life mother. Now fallout from the allegations.
And a discount airline says it doesn't need seatbelts, convincing others Could be a bumpy ride.
Closed captioning sponsored by
بكفي هلا.
Your TV.